Open target. It's T. Higgins, and he's got 12. T. Higgins only played one snap last week against Cleveland.
They look for him. You're going to see outside, though, Jim. See how far off they are? You can't press these guys.
Well, he's going to see it himself as he goes back again.
Now they're running it from the gun and passing it, and that's made it harder on teams to really know what they're doing.
Here's a first down snap. Again out of the gun. Going to Mixon. Takes it to the Buck side of the 50, and he's got another first down at the 40.
And I think you're going to see these linebackers blitz a lot. Not a lot of guys blitzing, but 4 or 5.
Going 1st and 10. They fake the P. Ryan. Ball is tipped. And there's your man, Carlton Davis, who gets it off the deflection with the interception. This is a defense that had only 3 takeaways in the last 9 games.
Now, Jim, it's not like he's playing real poorly. It's just they don't have a lot of things going their way.
3rd and 5 from the pocket. He completes it. He fired it in there.
They haven't given up a 300-yard passer either, Jim.
Not the whole season.
The whole season. So they're good against the run, and they're good against the pass.
Here he is on 3rd and 8. And again, they're able to convert.
Mike Evans has to win these one-on-one matchups when teams playing man.
He hasn't caught a touchdown in 9 games. In the last 9 games. Here's Brady. He's got Otten, the tight end, who's had 10 catches the last 2 weeks, and the rookie. Exactly, 2 for 2 on 3rd down so far. They got 3rd and 3. Just inside the 5. Here's Brady in the pocket, and just gets past the line of scrimmage. And then after that, the incompletion. It could have been picked, and then nothing open, and Brady just get back.
Yep, nothing was open.
Gain of 1 here. Suck up. They definitely have improved as the season's gone on. As Burrow, just as we're extolling what they've done, the quarterback is taken down.
100%. It's just automatic.
That on me or
you want to get a sack?
On you.
I'll take this one. They're getting to the right place. They hadn't been motioning a ton this year.
Fournette in at running back. Up top they go to Evans. He's at the 40 of the Bengals and twists out of a tackle and gets to the 26.
Donovan Smith, that's big.
2nd and 10. Godwin.
He knows what it is, the motion, man-to-man coming across, slants something, crossing quickly.
Tried to squeeze it in there to Evans. And Eli Apple's certain that that ball hit the ground, but the officials say otherwise. He caught 2 touchdowns back on October the 2nd that Evans hasn't caught one since. They haven't had a deep game. They're looking to go that way. Down the field they go. Who else but Evans again, down to the 8-yard line.
He's up against the backup right tackle.
Brady's pass to the end zone, knocked down, incomplete.
Oh, you're going to leave him one-on-one? If you do, nope, they're going to double him.
On 4th and goal, Brady's pass back in the end zone, and it's a touchdown to Russell Gage. You were the guy that asked for the replay.
I had a broken pinky one time, and I was able to throw a ball. So I'm like, the cut on the pinky, it's going to be this.
Okay. Maybe it didn't hurt.
Holding on to the ball.
Okay, there you go.
Wow.
That was Levante David as Burrow was unable to hold on to the football.
That when I first started here.
3rd and 16. Got to get all the way out to the 32. Time in the pocket. That one on the sideline was intended for Higgins. 36-yard line. Got an end around to Tompkins. He's got speed. Here's 2nd and 10, and it's Evans, who's having a huge first half.
Linda.
That pass knocked down. Only 4 field goal attempts in the last 4 games. He's already made 1 today from 21. This from 50, though, and hold on. It's wide of the mark.
Run the ball right here.
Can the Bengals offense stay on the field? Here's the pass, back shoulder, and it's incomplete. Dave, look it up, folks. They're like 0-4. Okay? It's crazy. Here's Brady. To Godwin.
Teams don't run it great against him, and no 300-yard passers this year, although Brady's going to threaten that today, I think.
Saw Osai for a moment. Here they come after Brady. Gets it in time over to Fournette. And he's got the most attempts and the most completions. Anybody in the league this year. Here is 600. It goes to Godwin. And Apple's on him. Down to the 16.
I'm not saying in the 5 games, too, right? They averaged 140 yards rushing. They only gave up 6 sacks. They only had 3 turnovers in 5 games. They got 2 sacks today, a turnover, only 13 yards rushing.
Hurry, no! Back to Godwin, and he's across. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Evans help get him home with a block. They are hitting on all cylinders today. Can they end up blanking the Bengals for the 2 quarters?
The truth is, he needs to be like Tom. If you're like him, this is a huge drive to get your team to have some momentum.
That's Boyd, his first catch to the 50.
If you go into the half with no points here, Jim, it's so deflating, and it feels like you're down 50.
Here's Burrow.
Chase is the guy. You're going to see him double-teamed with this safety right here.
Goes to the right side and to the locker room. Crispin on the hold. McPherson nails it with about 25 yards to spare. It's 3rd and 6.
Huge play, though. Can you put your foot on the throat right here or not? We'll see.
They go to White on the screen, and they're going to keep him a yard short of the first. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. Ball on the ground. That was Giovanni Bernard, the former Bengal, with the football. And the Bengals collapse on him, and they get a huge momentum shifting break to start the 3rd quarter.
On big situational downs.
First red zone snap of the day for Cincinnati. Burrow is going to keep it. And he gets all the way down to the 6-yard line. There's Mixon standing right behind the center now, scoots over. Here's Burrow going to the end zone. The pass knocked down again by Carlton Davis, who's making the plays in this one. So they're going to go field goal again. Just a short one for McPherson, 21 yards. Not able to maximize the gift. They get the 3, though.
3rd-round pick, and Fournette, you got to step up, and he's showing it today. Look at that.
That's a nice cut.
They're running play action, but he can still spin that ball just like he did his whole career.
That velocity is there. Here it is on 3rd and 8. Oh, my goodness. Intercepted.
It's the 100% rule.
And that's Flowers taking it back.
Compliments on your throwing and how good you are. Might as well go the other way, and this is huge.
First down from the 31. Burrow.
See number 9? He needs something here.
Chase. Boyd throws a block. Looks like a face mask, maybe. Yep, there it comes.
Great call.
Asiasi moves to the left side, so does Higgins.
I like to see the shift and then the motion. Now people got to get set. Get to know what they're in.
To the end zone, back in the end zone. Higgins with the touchdown. Can he get 2 more? Going to Boyd. Boyd tapped away. Tapped away by D. Delaney.
Tampa's the worst in the league in 3rd and long.
Brady has no chance. Ball's out on the ground and recovered by Cincinnati.
Oh, this is huge if all of a sudden, and that's Reeder.
It is. Wilson with the pressure. And the 3rd takeaway of the quarter. Lou Anarumo and this defense with a pick and fumble recovery. Henry, Chubb, Mahomes season low 223. Kelsey under 50. Here's Burrow. And that's Chase coming back for it. And making everybody work hard to bring him down at the 6.
Iron on iron.
It's looking that way. There's the pass. And it's caught by Boyd. Bengals take the lead. He beat D. Delaney.
Trace is going to give us an update in a second, and I think you're seeing part of these catches are because of that.
Here they bring it. And as Higgins holding on for it for the 2. Wow, Hendrickson, of course, already inactive. Hubbard out. As Fournette picks up the first down. You look at their schedule coming up. All of our receivers are tight and healthy at one time. Get the defense fresh. Of course, that's probably a cry all across the league right now. 1st and 10. There's another fumble. Another mishap.
This is the Buccaneers in a nutshell this year.
Cincinnati football.
Oh, my goodness.
Here's the 3rd and 8. And that is caught by Chase.
You got field goal range. You have to preserve that. No sacks here, Jim.
3rd and 9. Finds it. 2nd and goal. That's Chase. And that's a touchdown.
And there it is. Joe Burrow was tied with Brady for the most fourth-quarter touchdown passes this season at 14.
Thank you, fellas, again. Happy holidays to everyone back in 43. Here is a 2nd and 10. Pass play, and
it's time for Brady to start throwing, but I still like the motion. See, at least you're getting pre-snap decisions and things that help you.
Oh, he got hit when he threw it, and that bounced off the ground before Pratt got his hands on it.
Oh, my gosh, we just showed, right?
Boy,
the turnovers in the 3rd quarter. Osai comes in and hits him. He thinks they caught it.
It hit the ground, but he's going to run it out anyway.
Who would ever go do all this, right? Get them going. I mean, what he's done last year and this year after the start. Now this play.
3rd and 5. Going down the sideline. Over the shoulder. No, not there. It's Chrisman out to punt. Angling this one. Coffin corner. Did he get it? Oh, did he ever? How about at the 2-yard line?
Everyone's up in there. Do they bail out at the snap or come after him?
They're all coming. And it is caught, but short of the first.
Squirt, squirt.
3rd and 5. That's Irwin, and that's a first down. Oh, they like this kid here. Right there for him. Nixon able to wiggle past David and pick up the first down.
You went back in time, would you punt?
Yeah, there you go. P. Ryan. Oh, man, is he a load. Fakes it. Throws it. Wilcox has it. Touchdown, Cincinnati for the closer.
Cincinnati had their worst half under. At the end of the game, you got to go 80 yards. So just go to overtime, right, Jim? Well, you get it all the way down, and you have like a flea flicker almost, and you get all the way down to like the 20-yard line, down the field for a touchdown. And you know what? That's the kind of day it's been, because today we had some weird stuff just like that.
Okay.
I've been waiting all year to see the Buccaneers. I've been waiting all year.
Touchdown pass it is. It's Russell Gage.
In the start of the 3rd quarter, that was a killer. Gave momentum to Cincinnati. That'll be the one he truly wants back.
Gage with his 2nd touchdown pass. Reception of the game, and that's intended for Evans.
Of things that I think are very easy for offenses. So they're also the worst in franchise history at running the football. Today, for a half, they had that as good a well-oiled machine as they did in the Super Bowl run. And remember that year, he struggled for a long time. Now, I don't think they're that. But the fact that they could do it for a half, Jim, and motion that many times and play action that many times.
You know it's there.
They can do it.